Hey, what's up YouTube? It's One Place for God here, and we got a new video out today. We got a M.O.A.B gameplay from my buddy Nick. He got this on Dome a few days ago with a G36C silenced. But this commentary is not about the gameplay. We've got a really special story on the time I broke my wrist. This was in spring break 2012. So without further ado, let's just hop right into this very exciting story. So this wasn't a normal wrist break. It wasn't like, hey, I'm at home, great, I broke my wrist, I was climbing on the monkey bars, diddly do, let's go to John Muir about 5 minutes away and just get casted up. Now, first of all, we were 2 states away from our place. We were up in Oregon, and we were skiing and snowboarding on one of the ski resorts there. So I was snowboarding, and basically the way it worked is you had a main launch in the middle, then you had a main lift in the middle, and then you had a lift on the left, far on the left, and a lift far on the right. Now, the lift far on the left is about a 10-minute walk to the right. And the way down the left was for intermediates, which was, I'm an intermediate snowboarder. So I would go down that way, end up having to walk 10 minutes all the way back to the middle lodge. But, one way when I went back up, I decided to go down the middle. And I'd never gone down the middle before, and there were many ways. And I was just getting confused with all these names being thrown at me, so I just went down one that seemed to get me close to the lodge. But then after I found I was riding a double black diamond. Yeah, it wasn't really pretty. And I was venturing off to the really far to the right where there's absolutely nobody. Like, there is nobody skiing or snowboarding. So I was going down, and I was kind of, butt crawling down the black diamond. That wasn't even the problem. But then I got to the bottom, right, and there was a huge jump, so I thought I had to climb a little far up the black diamond, get a bunch of speed, and go up it. Everything would be good, right? So I went up, I went down. I barely had enough speed on my snowboard to get over it, so I ended up going up the jump and riding it back down, right? But the thing is, over the jump, there's always, it wasn't one of those where it's like up and down, it's one of those where it's like up, and then we have a straight cliff drop. So I barely got over, and then I ended up going straight down for about, it was only about 10 feet down, so that wasn't even that bad. But the thing is, since I couldn't see because it was on the other side of the jump, I went down, and there was a tree root crawling through the ground, and it popped out, and my snowboard caught it, and basically, if you imagine I'm regular, so my left foot's in front, my left foot hits it, and then I fall around clockwise, so backwards, and my right hand, I broke my right wrist, by the way, and my left hand gets caught inside of my jacket, like, because it has that hook on the end, it got caught inside of one of my zippers, and so I ended up falling on nothing but my right hand on a 10-foot drop. Now that hurt like hell already. Next part of it is there was nobody around for days. No one was around for days. I was alone and no one was there. So I did, basically what any retarded kid would. Actually, nobody would do this. Only I would. So I was there, and I was, screaming and cussing on the floor, but no one could hear me. And so I didn't cry or anything, but I was like banging the ground with my left broken wrist, and I had hit my head really hard, and I thought I'd sprained my wrist. So I tried to get up by putting weight on my wrist, and it hurt so bad that I fell to the floor and I couldn't get up for another hour. I was on the floor for an hour because I tried to get back up on my broken wrist. And I broke this in 2 places, by the way. I broke it, that huge bone on the right of your wrist that pops out. I broke that, and then I broke the other side of the wrist too. 2 minor breaks. But after an hour, I thought no one's coming. This place is abandoned. No one rides these gay slopes because it takes you to the side of the mountain where no one's there. The lift next to me was dead. There was no way to get back up. So I was there basically with a broken wrist and confused. So I got up, and there was a long way down the mountain, and I couldn't ride down it because I knew that if I rode down it, I'd have to walk like an hour to get back to the lodge because I was so far right on the mountain. And because if I fell one more time, I'd be done. Like my wrist like would probably like destroy itself. I don't know. It would probably be screwed. So yeah, so I ended up walking back up the mountain, and there I met a few guys who did the normal. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you're hurt," but to get back up there, I was climbing the mountain for like an hour. I was climbing, not an hour, because maybe 30 minutes I was climbing up the mountain. And I had it in my non-broken hand, my left hand, and I was just trudging up the mountain with this pain. And I walked about 30 minutes, and then I met these guys, so they called ski patrol. And I was holding my snowboard with my left hand, and by that time my left hand gave out. My snowboard went flying down the mountain, and one of the guys went to pick it up, because these were really, really nice guys. I'm thankful for them. And the other guy, and I felt like so much trouble because they had to go pick it up. I had my cell phone in my pocket, and I didn't realize that until now. So I gave my parents a call and let them know what was up. I didn't have the ski patrol number, but they did, so they called them. So when they called ski patrol got up there, and I was like, "Dude, I need some help. Would you give me a ride down?" And they're like, "Okay, let me see your wrist." And they're like, "Well, it should be fine." And then just hop on the back of my sled. And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "No, not like that." And they like literally like strapped me into this massive thing. Oh, finally got the M.O.A.B. They just like strapped me down into this thing, and they put a cover over my head, and we soared down the mountain in the skis. Keep in mind, the whole time my arm was bumping and bumping and bumping, so it hurt so bad. When we got to the bottom of the mountain, I met my parents by the ski patrol thing, and we were just like, "Yeah, I know, Mom, I'm sorry, I screwed myself over here." And then we went inside of the thing, and they sat down. They're like, "You probably sprained it. You need to go get some X-rays." And I was like, "Yeah, I probably sprained it. There's nothing up with it." And they gave me like a mini splint. And so I went home and I was like, "I don't even need a splint. I'm fine." I take the splint off, and my mom's like, "You can't go snowboarding anymore." And it was my first day, and I was gonna be there for a week. And I was like, "Oh no, Mom, I'm gonna go snowboarding. Look, my wrist is fine." So I ripped the sling off my hand and start shaking my wrist back and forth, thinking it was sprained. And then I'm like, "See, Mom, it's fine." And she's like, "You know what? I don't know. Maybe if it's feeling better, maybe tomorrow." And then she walked out of the door, and I fell to the floor, screaming and crying like I was possessed, because I had just been an idiot and shook my hand back and forth. So, yeah, then I basically I was like, "Mom, I need to go to the hospital. I'm screwed." And they took X-rays, said I had broke it, blah blah blah, and it did end up being broken. So they strapped it up in a cast, like a mini cast, and I went back home, and I went back to my hotel, and I went snowboarding again the next day. Nothing happened. I got really lucky, but it was probably the stupidest thing I'd ever did, because I could have gotten really hurt. So then we just trudged back, and I was sitting there doing nothing for a few days until I went back to the mountain. I went back to the mountain, everything was fine, and I went back home, and yeah, that's the whole story. So basically, overall, don't be an idiot and just keep going the same way you've been going. Don't end up riding down black diamonds, getting stranded where there's no one there next to you for an hour. Don't end up crawling back up a mountain with a broken wrist and a concussioned head and a really painful, just whole painful situation. And do not drop your snowboard halfway down a mountain when your left hand gives out. Basically, this was one of the crappiest days of my life, and I was freezing cold the whole time. And basically, that's the whole story. So if you guys enjoyed this story, make sure to leave a like and a thumbs up, and to share this video around so more people can see it. And I appreciate all my viewers. So I hope you guys all have a good rest of the week. And tomorrow's Monday, so we're all gonna go back to work or school or whatever you're doing. So or if you're on summer break, then we're gonna be at home playing video games. So thanks for watching, guys. See you later. I'm out.